Welcome back to my world, the world of Erin. Today we are back at the Disneyland Resort, and this video is all about saving you some time. I'm going to show you where all of the pin boards are inside of Disneyland, so you don't have to do the hard work of hunting down those pin boards. We're also going to pin trade and just check out some Disneyland vibes. Here are my pins. These are going to be for trivia. These are going to be for the boards, but come along with me on this pin adventure. It is a busy holiday weekend, so there's lots of people out here. And the first pin board you're going to find is actually not quite inside Disneyland, but it is at stroller parking. So this is the front of the Disneyland entrance, and stroller parking is going to be to the right of that. And it's not even called stroller parking, it's called strollers and wheelchairs. And here is the pin board at the stroller rental. And nothing that we need today. So nothing there. We're gonna head into the park and I will continue to show you where all the pin boards are. My first step is to the right. We are gonna go to Disneyland, but if you go to the left, I will show you where the pin boards are there as well. And this is the Lily Bell. That's the car that Lily and Disney, it was built for her. And here is Disneyland. It's gonna be to your right when you head in, and it is hit or miss whether they have a pin board or not. And they don't currently have a pin board, but they do silhouettes there. If you want, instead of going to the Silhouette Studio, you can just go to the Disneyland store. Have our diva Clarabelle out today. So you didn't go to the right, instead you went to the left. Your first stop is going to be the City Hall. This is where they have a pin board. Here's the main man, Mickey. And here we are at City Hall, and we'll check and see if they have a pin board today. So you just wait at the top of the stairs, let them know you want to see the pin board, and they will direct you from there. And shout out to my friends for the Christmas present. I already got asked where I got it, and it is from the Disney store. Can I do 11 and 15, please?
11.
Okay, I'm gonna pass on that one.
15 is our Pixie
Oh my gosh,
trivia.
No way.
All right, what's a good topic for you?
I know attractions. That's like my number one, I would say. And parks in general. So we did have to wait a good while to get in there, but it's worth it because the trivia was really good. So it was name where there are 4 graveyards inside Disneyland. One is on Big Thunder Mountain. One is at the Haunted Mansion. There's like a large graveyard there. Then one is at Storybook Canals. There's one by Alice in Wonderland. There's a church or something in there, he said. And then one is at the shooting range near Frontierland. Okay. I think I will go with these. One of the Alice's for the Stitch Hat. And here's City Hall. You're gonna walk across the street to the Emporium, and there is usually a pin board in here. It is a busy night, so I'm not sure we will have one in here. And the pin board is usually in this corner by the pins. And here is the pin board at the Emporium, and nothing we need. We did that trivia, and it is embarrassing because I got asked like 3 questions and didn't know the answer. So we're not gonna roll that footage because it was long and it was just me absolutely failing and taking an L. But there is trivia there sometimes, so that is a good thing. And now I'm going to show you where the other board is in the Emporium. If the lines are long, it's not here, but it is here right now, hopefully. We were over here. If you go across the way, sometimes right here they have a pole pin board. And here is the pin board on the other side of the Emporium. And can we do 11 and 22? Okay, we got a little otter. Okay, we got a winter Spider-Man. Can I see the back of that? Is that okay? Go ahead. Okay. Oh, it's Loungefly. Okay, we will take this Spider-Man. So we're gonna take the Loungefly Spider-Man and do Tweedledee and Tweedledum. So far, here are 2 finds. And even though I got all those trivia wrong on the first pin board at the Emporium, they did let me see the pins, and it was a Flounder popsicle, so I didn't end up taking it. But your next board is going to be at 21st Century Music Company. The way I added a 1, it is just 20th Century Music Company. And they do have shadow boxes here at 20th Century. Okay. So no pin board in 20th Century. Sometimes there is one, but since it's busier, I'm guessing they pulled it. But let's go to the next location. It's going to be Plaza Point. and then the Plaza Point pin cart. This is the Silhouette Studio. As you can see, there is a long line, so it does benefit you to go to the Disneyland store to get your silhouettes. It's a little life hack. And Main Street is such a vibe at night. Let's go into Plaza Point. It is going to be this store right here, and it's Christmas all year long at this store. There is a pin board. It is usually right here. This is also where you can get your ears and things customized, but there isn't a board at the moment. And right next door is going to be the pin cart, and here are the pins. Nothing we need tonight. They do have shadow boxes here as well. So just for a better perspective, Plaza Point is right here, and then the pin cart is right there. I normally would go into Tomorrowland, but it is a little later, and I don't want the castle area to close or Toontown to close, so we're gonna hit those first. And the castle is back in her original, glorious, beautiful form. And for our next board, you're gonna go through the castle and to the right. And this is Merlin's Marvelous Miscellany. And here is the pin book at Merlin's, and nothing we need today. Okay, but Fantasyland at night is such a vibe. I am a fan. I just had a great talk with a cast member. Cast members are so awesome. Thank you if you are watching and you are a cast member. Truly, truly appreciate the magic that you make. Okay, so we passed Merlin's. Now we're headed towards the storybook area, and we are going to hit Le Petit Chalet, the Small World shop, and then Toontown. Again, this is not the most optimal route, but I definitely wanted to hit everything before stuff closes. When there's fireworks, Toontown closes, I believe, at 7 o'clock or 7:30. So I wanted to make sure we could hop into Toontown so I could show you where the boards are. And here is the Le Petit Chalet. Here is the pin book at the Le Petit Chalet. And nothing we need. And Small World is still lit up for the holiday season. Even though it is not the holiday season, they haven't taken the lights down. That cast member, I don't even have my pins out, but she was like, here's the pins. And she's like, I know you, I recognize you. And so that was kind of funny. Next, we're gonna go to the Small World shop. And here is the pin book at the Small World shop. And do you have trivia?
No.
Okay.
What does Ariel trade for human legs?
She trades her voice. All right, and here is the pin, and I will trade it. And we're just gonna trade Alice for this one. This is nice, I guess, if you are visiting and you didn't get to see it for the whole season, you can see it now. So I do like that. Let's go into Toontown. And if you haven't seen Toontown at night, it is really fun, really vibrant. And let's see, I will show you where the board usually is. It looks like it is currently not here though. So if you take a right from the little bridge, usually the board will be in this area. The only other spot it might be is in the shop, so we'll go there. So this is Runaway Railway, and then the shop is going to be around the corner to the left. This is Engineer Souvenirs, and you can find some pins in here sometimes. So there is no pin board, and none of the cast members have sashes, but if they do, they're going to be at the front here. Daisy, the diva that you are. We may be striking out on pins, but the vibes are always going to be a 10 out of 10. And there is the Matterhorn in all her glory. We just exited Toontown, and we're not racing. Ooh, monorail! We're not racing the closures for the fireworks. So we're gonna make a left at the Le Petit Chalet and head into Tomorrowland. And this is Edelweiss Snacks. This is where you're gonna find that garlic cheesy pretzel bread that everyone is talking about online. Straight ahead, we have an information booth, which sometimes has a pin. And here's the pin sash. Do you have trivia for the one that's flipped? Can I try it?
Yeah. Can you tell me the name of Lilo's fish friend?
Lilo's fish friend? I do not know. I'm sorry. Apparently I need to watch more Disney movies because I didn't know that trivia. Lilo's fish friend is named Pudge, which I feel like I might have known, but I definitely forgot. So most of the information booths at Disneyland do have a pin sash, and sometimes they do have trivia. But we're gonna go around the Matterhorn, and we're gonna go to the Autopia store, which has pins most of the time. Before we do that, we are going to take in the views of this whole area and the sounds of the Matterhorn. So here's Galactic Grill on the right. So you're gonna keep going. Also, Galactic Grill is a great spot, but definitely mobile order your food. We are going to go, this is the Autopia ride. We're gonna go around the corner. I will show you, and there is a store that has a pinboard. We are gonna turn here. That is the entrance to Autopia, and Winner's Circle is where we're headed. And here is the pinboard at Winner's Circle, and they do have some pins right here. So we are gonna do this racer for Alice. So I wasn't gonna do the trivia, but I decided to last minute, and what was the oldest ride in Tomorrowland, and it is Autopia. So we got this racer and we traded it for the Alice pin. That was a fun little trivia and interaction. That cast member was also super, super nice. And if you are liking these videos, please like and subscribe. It just helps me out, and then you'll get more pin adventures on your feed, which who doesn't love that? So let's check out some more boards at Tomorrowland. So in front of the launch bay here, there is some pin cases. So all you have to do is bring your pins that you buy from Tomorrowlanding or anywhere in the park. As long as you have the receipt, you can pull them there, or you can pull them on your own. If you pull them on your own, make sure to keep the receipt, keep the packaging and the pins together in the packaging, and that way you can trade them in the shadow boxes over there. And that is for any of the shadow boxes at the Disneyland Resort. The only difference is that the shadow boxes here in front of the launch bay are the only ones that are supposed to do the hidden Mickeys for the 2-pack. So that is where you're gonna see the most hidden Mickeys to exchange here at Disneyland. Let's go into Tomorrowlanding, the main pin shop here at Tomorrowland, and see if they have boards. And here is the pin board at Tomorrowlanding. We got this one. Okay. And can I do the trivia? So I didn't necessarily want any of the pins for that trivia, but I thought, why not just do it? So we did it, and it was, who is the sponsor for the building of Space Mountain? And I thought it was like GM or a light company or something like that, but it was actually FedEx, which is interesting. I had no idea. So we're gonna go on to our next board, and the next board is actually at the exit of Space Mountain. And let me know, I was thinking of maybe doing like a little freebie of a note of all the boards at Disneyland, like just basically an email or a piece of paper or something, or maybe leave it in the description of all these boards. Would that be of interest to you guys? Let me know in the comments. This is also where the line is for the single rider for Space Mountain. And then we come around the corner here at Document Control, Spaceport Document Control, and there is a board. And here is the board, and it looks like all yuck yuck pins. Unfortunately, that board is almost always all yuck yuck pins because I don't think a lot of people go to that board. And next up, we are going to hit the Star Trader. And here is the board at the Star Trader. Do you care if I look at the back of this one?
Please do.
Okay.
Oh, I don't care. But you may.
I gotcha. Thank you. Yeah. So nothing on that board, but I just saw like the Battle of the Yuck Yucks go down. There was a Chip and Dale American flag with popcorn pin. There was a lady doing trivia. Then she pulled out her bag of scrappers, and then this other little girl came up with her bag of scrappers. She grabbed the Chip and Dale pin right in front of the lady with the scrappers that was about to put a scrapper for the Chip and Dale pin, puts a scrapper for the Chip and Dale pin right in front of her. She was so mad, but it was funny because they both were trading just yuck yuck fake pins for a real pin. So they're both in the wrong, technically. Weird. And with that, I was about to trade a real pin for that pin. So no real pins on that board, but there were two right in front of me while I was waiting in line. Let's go to Little Green Men's Store Command. And if you're new to pin trading, all we ask is to do real pins for real pins, yuck yucks, or fake pins for fake pins if you're gonna be trading. Here is the board at the Little Green Men Store Command. And Scrapper Lady just took another real pin and put a scrapper on there. That's really frustrating. So it looks like no real pins on the board. So if you're wondering what a yuck yuck pin is, basically it is a fake pin. If you go on Amazon or eBay, you'll see there's these lots and it'll be like 100 pins for like $25. Well, those are unfortunately not authentic pins. And people who buy authentic pins and are trading authentic pins get upset because we spend around $10 for a pin and want to trade for real pins. So it kind of ruins the magic if you are trading yuck yucks or fake pins for real pins on the board. I know a lot of the time it does happen unintentionally because people don't know what they're doing when they start, which is fair. But now that you know, now that I have informed you, please just make an informed decision and trade real pins for real pins and then yuck yuck pins for yuck yuck pins. Also, the Little Green Men's Store Command used to have shadow boxes, but I did not see them there. We're now crossing over to go to Frontierland. Another thing about pin trading is that there is trivia pins. So if you get to a board, you can ask, do you have a trivia pin? Or if you see a pin on a pin pouch that is flipped over, usually that is a trivia pin. Now you're gonna be asked a question, and if you answer that question right, then you can see the pins. Sometimes the cast members, whether you answer the question right or wrong, will let you see the pin. But when trading for those pins, it's really nice. They're usually a little on the nicer side to give something of equal value. Or if it's like a really nice pin, to try to give a really nice pin so the person behind you also gets that magic. Here we are at Frontierland, and this little area right here, there is a pin cart. That is where we're going. There is little pin boxes. Here is the pin box here at Frontierland. Can I do 11 and 22 for my numbers? What numbers? 11 and 22.
Yeah, we are now. So say your goodbye.
Okay.
We go now.
Okay, you want me to flip?
Use a fast pass on.
It was all that was available.
Okay. And I'm gonna pass, but thank you. The pins we needed there. Now we're gonna hop into Pin Traders and see if they have a pin board. We'll pin board at Pin Traders, but let's try the Pioneer Mercantile across the street. And here is a pin sash in front of Pioneer Mercantile. All right, we will check the counter to see if they have a board. And it would usually be like right about here or on that back counter, so they don't have a board right now. So we exited Pioneer Mercantile right over here, and we are coming around the corner to Adventureland, and we're gonna hit the bazaar. And here is the bazaar. And here is the board at the bazaar. Unfortunately, there was some more scrappers that got taken. Real pins got taken by scrappers, but oh well. World Showcase. Okay, and nothing I see that I need. And nothing on that board. I believe they all were yuck yuck pins. Indiana Jones is at 55 minutes, so we will not be riding, but I always do an Indiana Jones check. Now we are going to go to the Pirates of the Caribbean cart. So we made it down the hill. There's Pirates of the Caribbean. We're gonna come back up this way, or you could take the bridge and go to the Pirates of the Caribbean cart. And we made it. We're gonna head to this Port Royale cart. The store Port Royale is right here. Across is the cart right here, and we'll see if they have a pin board. And here is the pin board on the Port Royale, and nothing we need. So nothing at the Port Royale cart, but we're gonna head to Eudora's Chic Boutique. And here is Eudora's Chic Boutique. And here is the board at Eudora's Chic Boutique, and nothing we need. So we did the trivia there, and it is what is the oldest building in Disneyland, and it is the Main Street Opera House. That's actually where they held all the lumber and started the building of Disneyland, and I will show you the trade here. Do this one for this one. And I do believe she is a real pin. We got Cinderella. And after Eudora's, you're gonna go past Tiana's. Now in the morning, I have seen pin boards at Tiana's place. Keep your eyes out there. And then there's also always cast members kind of out and about with pin sashes. And you can just ask them if they want a pin trade. And the Haunted Mansion is closed right now because it's going back to its original version. We are pulling up to another guest service car where we can check to see if they have pins. And here is the pin sash at the guest services. So nothing on that pin sash. I think that Spider-Man one might have been real, but not sure. But now we are headed to Madame Leota's, the cart. And here is the board at the pin cart at Madame Leota's. And nothing we need. To give you a better perspective, we have the Haunted Mansion here, we have the Madame Leota's gift shop, and then the cart is actually right there. Now the streets are really, really busy tonight. If you come in the morning, there also is usually a cast member right here by the canoes with a pin board, and then right here at the Hungry Bear with a pin board as well. This is the Hungry Bear entrance, and there's sometimes a pin board right there as well. But we're gonna go across to Ray's Berets. And here is Ray's Berets. And here is the pin board at Ray's Berets. And then they also have the shadow boxes, so you can trade from those as well here. This is the popcorn pin that they had the Yuck Yuck off. To exit Ray's Berets, you're gonna head down this path by Winnie the Pooh, and sometimes they have a board at the Winnie the Pooh ride. You just have to ask for it. They didn't have their pin board, but we are gonna head to Lewis's Critter Club. Tiana's ride also has a single rider, and it's going to be right here on your way to Lewis's Critter Club. And I would say for the most part, it's usually faster than the line. And here we have it. And here is the pin board at Lewis's Critter Club. And nothing we need. If you made it this far, congratulations. You are a pin trading expert at Disneyland and know where all the pin boards are. But make sure to subscribe and like this video so that you can get notified for when I release more videos, which are going to be DCA, all the boards there, as well as all the boards in Downtown Disney and the hotels. But we had an awesome time today. We found so many good pins on the pin boards and did some really fun trivia, even though I kind of failed a lot. But thank you so much for hanging with me in my world, and I hope to see you on the next one.